Hey guys, what is going on? It is DaBoki here once again, and it's time for Maple Munchies. We're gonna cook up some good snacks when you want to take a break from playing some intense video games. My favorite snack is, of course, ramen. But not any ordinary ramen. I'm gonna show you guys a DaBoki style gourmet ramen. It'll fill all the hunger needs of you crazy gamers out there. Yum 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 into my tum. Let's get started. Ramen is pretty easy to cook. All you need is boiling water, the noodle packet, and some seasoning. It's what you put in it makes it special. So recently was just Thanksgiving, so we have some nice turkey broth boiling here, of course the leftovers. Always great about Thanksgiving, you get leftovers for sure. This is not mandatory, but this will just give the broth a little bit of extra flavoring. If you guys have any other sort of broths laying around the house, chicken broth, beef broth, turkey broth, this is always something great to go inside ramen. Just gonna put a little bit of that in here. Now you just want to go ahead and fill it up, maybe 3/4 the way full, depending on how big your pot is, of course. This will just give it that extra flavor here. Now the broth is very important. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and open up our packet of ramen here. Ramen. It's a good old ramen here, nothing too special about it except that it is circle. Circle ramen. It's just so circular-tacular. Okay. So we'll put this aside for now. Inside your ramen packet, you'll probably get a few seasonings. You got one vegetable packet, probably the fakest vegetables you'll ever get. This ramen is not supposed to be that healthy. And you got some powder, the red base powder. What I like to do while the water is about to boil here, since it's not boiling quite yet, I like to add the vegetables in just to give that broth that extra flavor. So we're going to put the vegetables in here. As you can see, dehydrated vegetables, probably not the best choice on your diet, but in tight times and in quick times, it's probably the best thing for you. So while the water is boiling, something I do like to actually do is put some long green onions in here. I don't have that many, but just a few long green onions. I think it's really important to put in there. Just some fresh long green onions. It just makes things a lot better. So now we're just gonna go ahead and wait for this water to boil, and we want a really nice hard boil for this broth. So now we got the broth in a hard boil. Something important about the broth now, since it's at the boiling state here with all the vegetables inside, or at least all the vegetables that we're gonna get, now it's time to add in some of the secondary seasoning. This Chinese chili, you've probably seen it before, this red chili, it's really great, and just a little bit of this inside here gives that spice, that extra spice that ramen just doesn't give. Now it depends how your spicy level is, but if it's not that high, I wouldn't put in this spice because the packets sometimes are a little bit too spicy for people. This is the traditional, just original packet that it comes with. So as this is boiling, you already smell. Oh yeah, smells really good. Black pepper, freshly ground black pepper inside our broth here. I watched a few documentaries on a Japanese traditional ramen, and they said that broth is very important. Now when you're just smelling the broth, it just, a whole bunch of flavors just comes into you. Now that's what your noodles are going to be soaking in. The broth looks really nice, and now for the ramen. Sometimes what I like to do is I just like to crack this in half here. And the reason why I like to do this is because the flavors can soak in between the ramen halves. Just like that, just to get the more of the flavor to spread out. You guys are probably wondering, like, DaBoki, how hard is it to make ramen? You're acting like it's some sort of science. My friends, ramen is a science. Now when you put in the noodles, you're gonna wait for it to boil, and then you're gonna put in the amazing shin ramen seasoning, or whatever ramen you're using. I'm using the good old shin ramen right now. Let's put it in. Oh yeah. Now the reason why I don't like to put the powder in before I put in the noodles is because I like to have some of those powder flakes floating on top of the noodles, giving the noodles a little bit more spice. Just gonna cover it up, make sure that it comes all steamy like. Wait about a few minutes, and then we're gonna add in our final most important ingredient. So I had this bad boy covered up for about 5 minutes or so, but I would say, guys, don't exceed 10 minutes. It depends how al dente you like your noodles, that means how hard you like it. So let's go and see what it looks like. Oh yeah, that's getting ready right there to get into my belly. Now the final most important ingredient, ladies and gents, this is optional of course, but the egg is probably one of the most best things you can put in anything. Now there are a few ways to put in the egg. You can crack it, just pop it right in, scramble it in a bowl, slightly, closely pouring it around the soup, or you can do it the DaBoki style way. Actually, my uncle taught me this in Korea, and this was probably one of the most impressive things I've seen. You get your egg, you get a chopstick. You poke your egg right from the bottom all the way through. Like so. Right through there. You're gonna take your chopstick out. Now this is kind of gross, and it takes a whole bunch of dedication and determination to do this. The egg has been blown, son. Oh, that's gross. Now what that did was it scrambled the egg inside, and your mouth going towards the egg just gave you that extra connection with the egg. You know, I try to not think about the fact that a chicken pooped that out and I put my mouth to it, but you know what? Dedication, my friends, makes ramen go just that one step further. So the trick about the egg is that it's pretty much already done when you put it in. Eggs do not take long to cook, that's why you put it in at the very last second. So right when I like to put in the egg, what I like to do is just turn off the stove. Turn off the stove, put the top back on, and just wait about a few minutes here while I get myself situated over there to eat. Well, ladies and gents, we're almost done with our adventure of making some gourmet DaBoki style ramen. The last part is of course enjoying it. Now a good way to enjoy ramen is to eat it right out of the cooking pot that you cooked it in. I find it most appetizing when you eat it right out of the pot, and this is something I really enjoy doing. Just having it right there in the pot, getting ready for your mouth to be all over the noodles. Look at that. Oh, the smell, guys, is just incredible. I can smell the turkey broth, all the seasonings and spices, and it just smells great. I'm ready. Are you? Oh, it's so good I'm angry. Actually, no, I'm just kidding. It's really good. I'm really happy, actually. Whenever I have ramen, guys, it's just great. Oh, that is really good, guys. Really good. This is what I'm talking about. This is gourmet ramen right here, right out of the pack. It didn't even cost that much to make. I mean, the packet of ramen itself is pretty cheap. You just gotta find your things lying around your refrigerator, pop it in, and you make some really delicious ramen. Oh yeah. Something great also is right after I'm done, you have the amazing soup to drink up. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that has been Cooking with DaBoki, Maple Munchies. I thought, you know, Maple Story has a lot of ramen in it. Why not go ahead and cook one up for you guys, gourmet style, of course. Leave a thumbs up for more cooking videos. This has been DaBoki, and we'll be seeing you guys later. Goodbye.